it is time for an award that I think players will certainly yearn for going forward. It is something that, although they describe like maybe marijuana, congrats, Ohio.
Good work, Ohio.
Yeah, I made it.
Congrats, Ohio. Shout out, Ohio.
Yeah.
Huge.
A lot of tax money. A lot of tax money going to come help, that's for sure.
Yep. Also, shout out.
A lot of other good stuff, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out our friends that live in Ohio and maybe make trips to Indiana. You know.
All the time.
Shout out them.
In a red truck.
You know, that's big back.
Oh, yeah.
Put a lot of stuff.
That's right. Couple duffel bags worth.
Yep.
Trash bags.
Let's do it. I'll be a drug trafficker for you and cross state lines. That's what we're saying
thank
right now.
you.
Bring a mule.
Thank you.
Gotta
He'll be
do
on
it.
70.
Is that what you're setting up here live on TV?
No,
Okay,
we clipped it.
Now, listen, we'll mute that. Richard Good, mute that whole thing.
Get rid of it.
Say the F word, AJ. Quick.
But here in Indiana, it is only like an hour and a half left to Illinois, I think hour and a half north to Michigan, and an hour east to Ohio. So Indiana, you know, if you would just like to maybe
Join in.
come on, what do we do? We are surrounded
Yeah.
right now. And everywhere is maybe more conservative than us has it okayed around the entire thing. We just got cold beer on Sundays like 4 years ago.
True.
So it's
Big
going to
one.
be difficult, I think, to potentially get marijuana to pass. But nonetheless, don't want to be described as mid in that.
No.
Don't ever want to be. Nobody's trying to win the MIDDIE whenever it comes to marijuana. There is a company called Par that we learned about where they're shooting par. They're weed, but nobody wants mid. This is a mid award that you want. You want to win a MIDDIE.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the first ever PMS MIDDIES.
Yeah!
Let's go with Defensive Rookie of the Year. These three men have certainly taken the adult league by storm. They were good enough to make the graphic. Were they good enough to win it? Nope. Congrats to Witherspoon, Branch, and Will Anderson for having phenomenal starts to their NFL careers. But the winner of the first ever MIDDIE, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, through 9.5 weeks and 1 day is... Boom! The Rhino! Jalen Carter of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Congrats, Jalen!
Congrats, Jalen. You did it. Woo! I don't know what all you really have on the mantle at home, Jalen. A couple national championships and everything like that. And you're going to have some defensive MVPs. You are the first ever MIDDIE award winner. And I'll tell you what, AJ, this is just the first award of many for this particular fella.
Oh, yeah. How many sacks do you think he ends the season with? I'll say 9.
It's not just sacks either. It's also pressures.
Disruption. He disrupts the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
Everything.
And the way adults that have been in the NFL for 10 years are talking about him is like, this dude doesn't even know yet, really, what he's doing. And he's just better than everybody. So congrats to all 4 young men on this graphic. But more specifically, congrats to the Georgia Bulldog, Jalen Carter, on winning the first ever MIDDIE.
Wow. Well done. Congrats.
Hey, you can take an NFT photo of this if you want to hang it on fridge, Jalen.
That's right.
Right now. All right. 1-on-1, though.
That's right.
Nobody else taking any.
Lucky.
Now it is time for the second ever midseason PMS MIDDIE Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is it Puka Nacua?
Ooh.
Is it Jahmyr Gibbs?
Maybe.
Hell yeah.
Bijan Robinson's got the people talking.
Yes, he does.
Because of how he's been able to play. There's been some Skycam footage. These 3 men were good enough to be finalists, but they were not the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Offensive Rookie of the Year MIDDIE, just 9.5 weeks into the season, is CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Woo! This is one of the easiest ones of all time.
Yeah.
Yep.
This dude's unconscious.
Yes.
It makes no sense how he is this good at the football. He's dapping up LeBron James, obviously. Just a couple Ohio Staters doing their thing. 14 tuds, 1 interception, 2,270 pass yards. And what he has been able to do so quickly is absurd whenever you think about the state of the Houston Texans before he started playing for him. Now, the second pick and the third pick, Will Anderson on the defensive side, also up for a MIDDIE.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So Casario's hitting on these draft picks early. But what CJ has done through these 9 games, not only is it Offensive Rookie of the Year worthy, it should be maybe on another MIDDIE graphic, but we're just going to give this award here, AJ.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think the 1 interception is the most impressive of all this. Obviously, everything CJ has done this year has been great, but yeah, only turning the ball over 1 time through the air is crazy.
Yeah, but remember that 0-2-7000 test that he was dumb.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Real dumb.
They said
That
don't
test
put.
still happening?
We'll see. We will see. They told us don't put him on the MIDDIE.
No.
because his brain is below MIDI.
Sure.
That's what they were saying going into the third.
They were saying, and no one's talking about it. The pick he threw, I believe the Texans forced a fumble and got the ball back on the interception as well. So, like, is it really even a pick? I mean, they
Did it on purpose,
They
but-
didn't actually lose the ball. So,
Congrats on second ever MIDI being distributed, CJ Stroud. Take a photo, hang it in a locker.
You did
You don't just hand these out.
Ever.
You got to earn these, AJ. You got to earn the MIDI.
Screenshot your NFT, CJ. Have at it.
Yeah, right now. That's different than the last one. Last one was thumbs up.
you're
Make
right.
sure we have a different
Yeah.
face over there, AJ. Now it's time to get past the rookies and go into the vets of the game.
Okay.
Elder statesman.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the third media defensive player of the year. Thus far into it. Myles Garrett, friend of the program all of a sudden. Okay, he certainly made the graphic because he has been a terror.
Yes.
He's causing delay of games with double teams floating back and forth on the line of scrimmage,
that?
saying, we got to block this guy. We got to block this guy. Well, we can't snap the ball. We don't have to block him. You're right. Maybe delay a game all the way out of here before we can just punt it back there. TJ White. He's on the way to breaking the single season sack record now. He only got one this past week.
Yikes.
And we thought maybe he'd get more. But we assume he's going to continue to wreck games. He's on the MIDI graphic. He's playing great football. And then Micah Parsons, this dude is an actual lion.
yeah.
He's barking and roaring at people.
That's right.
Celebrating. Seems like Dallas Cowboys are all the way back. These three guys are incredible.
So good.
They were nominated for a MIDI. Didn't win it, though. Who's Defense Player of the Year, MIDI? Boom! Max Crosby, the Condor.
Wow.
Look how many tackles he has. Look at how many Micah has.
Absurd.
Look how many TJ has. Look how many Miles has. And then look how many tackles Max Crosby has. 56 tackles, obviously 9.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Everything he's got popping off is impressive. He plays every single snap. Now, I'm not saying Miles wouldn't. Miles is in good enough shape to do that. TJ wouldn't, he would. I think Mike is not happy. We actually asked him about the rotation on defensive line. This dude plays every single snap. So that might be why his stats are where they are, but who cares? 56 tackles. This guy's a game record, game winner. Congrats to Max Crosby with 2 X's. AJ Hawk winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Midi.
I mean, the more I watch Max, the more impressed I am with him. Also, we don't even have on there pressures and QB hits. You add that into the equation. I mean, this dude is affecting every single play, it seems like.
The issue with the pressures is that is really a judgment call.
Yes, it
You
is.
look at one
very subjective.
You look at one stat company, you're like, this guy has 172 pressures. And you look at the other place and they're like, 41. He has 41 pressures. It's like, all right, well, who's giving credit to who then? Have to really take it into account. Congrats to all 4 men being nominated for the Defensive Player of the Mid-Year with a MIDI here, but only one could take it. Now let's go to Offensive Player of the Mid-Year.
NFT.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Max.
Max.
Go
Sorry.
Max.
Go back to the Max. You give away the offense. Screenshot, Max.
That's the coolest one yet.
Boom. I want that one. Dibs.
Want to what? Nobody else
you
has
can't
screenshot.
have it.
Dibs. I'm
Go.
going to buy it.
I
You have
respect
to buy
that.
it.
I'm buying.
I respect that we all get very quiet when they're screenshotting, just in case some sound slips through other.
Well, because some NFTs have sound, right? A little
That's
sound
right.
effect.
lot of-
Seriously?
That's only 101. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Max.
defense.
Let's go to the offensive players of the year. Christian McCaffrey. Wow.
Jeez.
AJ Brown. Holy hell.
Stud.
Chase. Whoa.
Whoa.
These guys are players. You put a ball in their hand, good things happen.
Yep.
They've proven that.
Yep.
Not good enough to be a MIDI winner. Though. Maybe end of year, boys, but not the middle of the season, because the MIDI award winner for Offensive Player of the Year goes to boom, Tyreek Hill, throw the deuces. Now, the Miami Dolphins haven't been able to beat anybody that's good.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to beat anybody with a winning record. That is certainly a narrative. But whenever the deuces are flying and he's jumping up into the crowd, it's some of the most electrifying, awesome football to watch. And he has clearly been a full organization changer for the Miami Dolphins whenever he got signed to a massive contract. Congrats to Tyreek Hill. How about a MIDI, Gumpy? Huh? How about a MIDI for the Dolphins?
Here we go, Cheetah.
Are you guys going to get it back or what's going on?
No, everything's fine. I mean, we're top of the AFC East. Let's relax.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
happy.
what people are saying about Tua right now.
Yeah.
people are saying
Not
it.
good.
And he chokes in the big games.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I mean, he
I'm-
didn't choke
Ty,
when he
why are you saying that,
came
Dwayne?
back against Baltimore last year. Didn't choke then.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done
Won
it
national
before.
championship.
That was
jumped then.
pre-jiu-jitsu, too.
I agree. I'm not saying it. I've said that ever since Tua got the sweet-ass tribal arm sleeve that he is a completely different
Bingo.
guy. But a lot of people are saying that.
Okay, we're just reporting the news.
That's right.
And what
All
we
the-
can report is that Cheetah has won Mitty, what were you going to say, Gum?
Just all the bad teams that we've been beating have beat good teams, too. That is also a narrative no one's talking about.
It is true.
Okay.
Patriots beat the Bills.
You can only beat who's in front of you. And we're top of the AFC East.
True.
Damn right.
Third favorite to win the AFC East at the start of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
And?
Now we're at the top.
And
Still at the top
Nope.
with a midi for cheating.
Boom! Got a Mitty in the locker room.
yeah.
Screenshot Tyreek for NFT. 1 of 1, please. That's the award. That's
Good
all
sound
we
effect.
got.
Thank you.
Let's go to Coach of the Year, shall we?
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
These 3 coaches certainly have done incredible. MCDC, wow. D'Amico, what he's been able to do with the Houston Texans, holy hell.
Stud.
Kevin O'Connell, just within the last week or so, he got a quarterback 4 days before the game, had to explain the plays to the quarterback on there, beat a very good football team.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin O'Connell is obviously phenomenal on this particular program, as is D'Amico, and we've had MCDC on in years past. We're big fans of all these guys.
Love it.
Yeah.
We would love for them to coach our team anytime.
Yes.
Now, I have Shane Steichen, and he was almost up here just because he is so good.
Yeah, sure.
Very
Artie.
But none of these guys were able to win Coach of the Mid-Year because the winner of the Coach of the Mid-Year, the winner of the Midi is, obviously, they're 8-1.
Duh.
Okay? They're at the top of the NFC, and he is phenomenal. Now, Coach, I didn't know if you knew that you were up for a Midi, but you have won a Midi. You're on a bye week. How's the Chick-fil-A? How's the world's sexiest man, Jason Kelsey? And how's the Midi feel going into your office?
Well, the midi feels unbelievable because, like you mentioned, if I could dunk the midi in Chick-fil-A sauce with my daughter, I would absolutely do that. I love that Jason is, people's sexiest man. Patrick Dempsey is not the sexiest man, okay? He's not sexier than me. He's definitely not sexier than Jason. I should have won Coach of the Year last year. I kind of said that to you guys last year and before the season. It's bullshit. I didn't win. I don't know if people just love to hate me, maybe because, I was dogging people and doing that face right in front of the camera whenever we were beating the hell out of somebody in the playoffs. But, yeah, I'll gladly accept the midi, and maybe, come end of the year, I will finally get that Coach of the Year that I have so rightfully deserved for the last couple of years.
AJ, how about how humble Coach Sirianni is in accepting a Midi? I thought this might be the one that really makes him get real arrogant because you win a Midi, you're the first ever coach to win a Midi. That could do something for a guy like Sirianni.
Resume.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear Coach today, being humble and kind of putting it back on his players and really, I don't know. I feel like he needs to start feeling himself a little bit and really publicly start letting us know exactly what he feels like inside.
Well, yeah, I could have said that we lost our OC and DC. Both those guys got jobs, and a lot of guys are saying that our current OC basically is like a 5-year-old playing Madden. That's what people on the internet are saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's why he's our OC. But, yeah, you could say that I'm maybe, got my hands in a few more things, maybe doing a little bit more around the facility this year. But, again, it's not about me.
You taping ankles, Coach?
If I need to. If I need to, I will. Do I love to do that on game days? Not exactly, but if I notice our trainer maybe doesn't have the right technique, right form, yeah, I will absolutely go in and say that's my ankle now. Okay, I'm doing this one.
Coach, I don't know if you saw, there's a video going around in coaching circles, around the internet circles of Bill Belichick walking out of a house shirtless. We don't know what he was doing in that house.
We do know he's jacked, though.
Taking the trash
Jack,
out.
I don't know if you had any inside information, if coaches are talking about this or not.
No, we would not disrespect Coach Belichick like that. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do in his off time. What, you can sue the guy because he's maybe crushing box on a weekend?
Thank you.
That's
Thank
neither
you.
here nor there. That's not really any of my business per se.
He was on a dad and son's trip.
It's about time.
Well, and again, I see a couple of these, kind of cars down here. Who says Bill's not going over there, popping the hood up and change out a spark plug for Steve or something like that, so he can get back into
Do you
town.
have a farmer stand to that?
I got a text from Paul Paps that said, that video's from the summer. Look at the green trees in the background. Investigative journalism at an all-time high.
Yeah.
He's from Vermont, I believe. He's up in the New England area. But anyways, if that's from this past summer, I'm happy to hear Bill's doing his thing. And I'm happy him and the kids are having a nice Airbnb.
Yeah.
That's right. And we definitely know what was going on during the summer, so it probably was the case. But one of his close friends, Matt Patricia, he's coaching for the Eagles. And I don't know if you heard, Coach, but Jalen Carter, another Eagle, also won a Midi. Pretty big deal. You guys have 2 in one season. Has Patricia contributed to Jalen Carter and the MIDDIE success?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Coach Patricia, very good at kind of setting the, like the buffet schedule for what we're going to eat. He's very good about, picking certain meals. He always brings me my coffee early in the morning, which I absolutely love. Coach Patricia, he's a hell of a football coach.
AJ, what the hell's going on?
He's an even better assistant.
I mean,
Thought he got locked out of the facility a couple times because he forgot his keys. And wallet.
He loses his wallet, loses his key fob once a bit, but that's just Matt. We understand that's going to be, I leave a little doorstop next to the door he usually comes in so that he can slide in when he needs to.
Perfect.
Thank you, Coach.
A rock with a key in it.
Congrats. Underneath.
Yep. Yeah. The hide keys. I got a couple hide keys. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Hey, congrats, Doug.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now for Coach, for you to take home, we're going to do a NFT. Coach, screenshot this, Coach. All these have been different.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
All these have been different. 101, all of them. Mm-hmm. And now it all comes down to this.
Wow.
Just like Lainey Wilson won Entertainer of the Year last night.
Congrats,
She
Doc.
said, I love you, Doc.
Love you, Duck.
Love you, Doc.
Great
Miss you,
fit, Doc.
Make sure everyone registers to vote.
Yeah, she said for 9 years she's been grinding it out. She did 186 shows in the last year, she said.
That is a lot.
Hell of a super Southern accent when I heard her.
Great draw.
Very.
Great, very, very Southern accent. She told a whole story about when she was 9 years old. That's whenever she got her first guitar, and that's the first time she took a trip to Nashville with her dad, and how it's been 9 years that she's been working for this, and she got this, and it was like really emotional. And then she dropped a love you, Duck. And I was like, hell yeah, Duck.
Unreal.
Did you see how cool Duck looked last night at this entire thing?
They were matching, right? I believe they had a kind of a matching situation.
Hell yeah, Duck. Now listen, Duck. Just like Travis Kelce, you're representing the entire NFL.
That's right.
You treat her right, Duck.
That's right,
I
Duck.
think Duck has been. Travis Kelce's going down to Argentina.
Yes, he is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's going to her game.
On
What?
On a Friday before the game, or
No.
Bye week, Tony.
Tony.
just making sure?
Hold on, too, Doug.
She's going to his game?
Not in Germany. She didn't travel.
What is your problem?
She didn't travel internationally.
What? I'm talking to Tony.
She put together a party to watch the game.
Oh, but did she travel internationally? No. Is Travis traveling internationally? Yes. Who loves who more?
Well, he's a gentleman, just like we're saying with Duck.
Yes.
Exactly.
Football is representing wonderfully out there in pop culture, getting shout-outs at Entertainer of the Year, CMA.
Right.
Obviously a part of a greatest tour in the history of businessing tours, $4.1 billion.
That's right.
Hey, football's doing it.
Keep going, football.
But just like Entertainer of the Year was the last award last night, and that's the one that really matters. This one right here is the one that really matters. Who is the MIDDIE award-winning MVP?
Wow.
Is it Patrick Mahomes? It's not. He was a finalist. He would deserve an award for everything that he does, though, I must say.
Of course.
Lamar Jackson, holy hell. Wait until you see some stats we have here later in the hour about how Lamar's playing right now. He's already won an MVP. He's playing better. Tua, listen, what happened in Germany, we need to not remember.
That's right. In Germany.
Ball was slick, things happen. Okay, that's just the way it goes. Tua will bounce back. He's seen adversity before. He's been playing incredible football. That's the quarterback of the greatest show on turf 2.0.
Absolutely.
Not good enough to win the MIDDIE, though.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the MVP, MIDDIE award winner is... Boom!
Oh!
It pays to be 8-1, Coach of the Year and MVP. Jalen Hurts has won like 25 of 27 regular season games or something like that. They're 8-1 right now. Has he been playing the greatest football every single snap to start the season? No. Has he played like he has played? He played in the playoffs every single game to start this year? No. Has their offense looked the same? No. But are they 8-1? And is he Yes.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts wins our MIDDIE MVP, even though he might not necessarily have played the best football every single snap out of the 4 finalists. He is a leader, and since he has become the guy for the Philadelphia Eagles, all they've done is seemingly win. I love watching him continue to grow, especially after getting a massive contract. And congrats on winning a MIDDIE, Jalen.
Congrats,
AJ, how about Jalen getting a hang of MIDDIE on the kitchen? on the
Yeah, how
fringe.
about it? I'm curious to see how this plays out the rest of the year, to see if he can hold on to this thing and actually get the MVP at the end of the season.
Well, I don't know how the middies are going to do at the end of the year because it will two middies, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, what do we call it? What do we call them then? If you win the midi and you don't win the final,
Foley's
what happens?
pretty
It's the Foleys. It's Foleys.
Yep.
Headies.
Yeah, because we start the Dankies.
Dankies, yeah.
The Dankies.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a marijuana.
Fire.
Once again, congrats to Ohio doing everything. Anyways, Jalen, that's your NFT screenshot.
You did it.
Put it on the fridge. Congratulations to you. Boys, did we get anything wrong there, Connor, or what?
No, I don't think we got anything wrong. Probably just some guys that are making a push right now, like Burrow. Like Burrow's making a pretty strong push.
Burrow's
now.
never going to be up for the middies, I don't think.
I don't think he's a midi guy.
No, he's not.
And some guys aren't going to be. Like some horses in horse racing, they're terrible at the beginning.
Exactly.
But then they go on to become closers, which is, I guess, what you would want for the Super Bowl and playoffs and everything. We're talking about the middies here, more specifically, because that's what we're debuting today. A lot of people slow starters. That's just kind of how it doesn't mean you're a slow finisher, though.